continue to reclaim.
Coming up in the show today, we take a look back at the Cambrian Rally for the final round of the BTRDA Mixed Surface Challenge, as well as the HRCR Old Stager Championship. We preview the latest goings-on in our UK rally coverage with a trip to Cadwell Park for the second round of the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship. And we take a look at a few of the highlights from the recent North Wales Rally Forum, held in aid of the Welsh Air Ambulance. On to the first couple of stages, and it will be the lead for Aaron McClure and Elliot Edmondson. A great start for the pair to take a 30-second advantage. For Callum Black and Paul Wakely, it will be second. They take a steady approach, just wanting to make sure they finish without any problems this weekend. For Sarah Williams and Mark Glenister, it will be third. A steady start, looking to get a finish. The championship have been good for the pair so far, and they wanted that to continue. Unfortunately, we'd lose Steve Simpson and Patrick Walsh early in the event when they stop after stage one with alternator problems on that S2000 Fiesta. And Chris Powell and Jim Lewis were struggling a little with the seeding, catching some cars in the stage, but for now it will be fourth place, leading their class. A spin on stage two would cost Marion Evans and Jonathan Jackson a little time, but it wasn't a major issue. Fifth place for now, and they were happy enough with that start. A bit of an off into a ditch would mean a puncture for Ash Slights and Alex Lee. Not the best of starts here at the Cambrian, lying in sixth place for now, and they will be looking to increase the pace in the next pair of stages.
40, 4 left Titans, 40, 3 left Slippy, 3 left Slippy, and Crest into 2 right, into 4 left over Crest, into 3 right don't cut, 3 left.
No problems for Richard Sykes and Emma Morrison, but they will be looking to pick up the pace a little into the next few stages, lying 7th for now. And for Lewis Roper and Nick Allison, it will be 8th place. A different car this weekend after their usual hire car was damaged before the rally, so they had a lot more power to deal with today. And for Matthew Thompson and Charlotte Banner, there will be a time penalty holding them back a little. They end the first pair of stages with 9th position. So at the end of stage 2, it's Aaron McClure with the lead, but there were still plenty more stage miles through the North Wales forest for that to change. Sadly, just as fast as they took the lead, Aaron McClure and Elliot Edmondson would lose it, retiring on stage 3 with brake failure on the Evo. So that means it's all change at the top. For Callum Black and Paul Wakely, it would now be the lead. No problems so far, looking to hold this until the finish, of course. Sarah Williams and Mark Glenister were just looking to get to a finish, as we've mentioned already. It was going well too, 2nd place for now, and putting in some good times. It would still be a good run so far for Chris Powell and Jim Lewis in the Sunbeam, 3rd place for now, and the times looking good in the class and overall positions. Things were improving for Marion Evans and Jonathan Jackson. They move up the results now and into 4th place. The stage is flowing nicely as they go into the afternoon. It would also be a good run so far for Richard Sykes and Emma Morrison. They have a good few stages and end the morning with 5th place, 3rd in the class. Things were still not getting any better for Ash Slights and Alex Lee. 6th place for the pair, but they would have expected to be higher. Today just wasn't looking like their day.
4 left plus cuts, 100, 6 left don't cut, 40, 6 right, 150 over small crests, 3 right tight don't cut, go on, go on, go on, and 5 left, 100, 6 left over small crest, 60 slowing, 1 left.
Lewis Roper and Nick Allison, meanwhile, was still getting used to the higher spec car, and of course making sure they kept it in one piece. They reached the midway point of the rally with 7th place. And that time penalty was still bad news for Matthew Thompson and Charlotte Banner, although moving to 8th with the retirement of the rally leaders. So at the midway point, the results are all changed, including our new leader. On to the final stages then here at the Cambrian in the Mixed Surface BTRDA Challenge. And sadly, we lose Callum Black and Paul Wakely, the pair retiring from the lead with gearbox problems on that DS3. Sadly for Matthew Thompson and Charlotte Banner, there would be no advance on the results. They end the rally with 7th place overall. They do take the Class 3 Championship trophy with that though. For Lewis Roper and Nick Allison, it would be a finish at least. They get round the stages to bring the car home in 6th place and in one piece, taking 2nd in Class 6 for the season. It wasn't the best of runs for Ash Slights and Alex Lee, it's fair to say, but thankfully, as far as the season goes, it was a good one, taking 3rd overall in the championship standings, as well as the Class 2 victory.
And 2 left, 14. 6 left into 6 right, into 5 left and 5 right. 60k slippy, turn 3 right slowing, and 1 right. 40, 2 right care, and 1 left tightens long. Remember this. Got it. 40, 3 right tight.
For Richard Sykes and Emma Morrison, it would be 4th. The season had been let down with a few non-finishes, but regardless, they still managed 5th on the leaderboard this season in the championship. It's a great result for Chris Powell and Jim Lewis here at the final round. Sadly, a lack of asphalt scores would be the downfall to any championship hopes. For this weekend though, it will be 3rd overall. No problems all day for Sarah Williams and Mark Glenister. A great result with 2nd place to end the season. And indeed a place reflected in the championship standings as well, 2nd overall behind Damien Cole, taking the Class 6 victory. But for this weekend at least, it would be a comeback for Marion Evans and Jonathan Jackson, moving up the results and into the lead of the rally, taking victory here at the final round.
To flat right, 50. Fast 2 left, keep in a bit, 60. Fast 2 left, ditch outside, 30. 3 left, keep in. To long, 3 right. 80 over crest. Long 1 left, continues to crest for fast 3 right, keep in. 40. Flat left. 100 down over crests. Flat right. 80, slow. 3 right. 40. Turn 2 right minus. 40. Flat left into. 1 right, 1 left, 60. Flat left past the post, to flat right, to flat left, keep in, 40. 1 right in for tight, 1 left through the dip.
Mira and Jonathan, what a fantastic result here in London. Now you must be really happy with that one.
Yeah, I'm pleased. We had a dodgy morning really. We spun in the first one this morning, lost about 30 seconds. So, to come back and finish 2nd, I think. So, I'm happy with it.
You switched back to 2-wheel drive. You've been getting used to this car now, and it's really getting the pace there, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we got there this afternoon especially. I think we were the fastest 2-wheel drive most of the stages. So, I hadn't been on gravel since the Carlisle stages in June. So, we weren't expecting to be right on it from the word go, but this afternoon it was really on it. So.
Fastest 2-wheel drive in most of the stages. That must have been quite a ride this afternoon.
No, it was awesome. Fair play to him. He's driven a textbook event. I spitting them out as fast as I could, head down, no looking up. And Pimacno the second time was probably one of the best gravel stages we've done together. So, awesome. Great day.
Some great stories from a great day, and you guys are part of a fantastic podium here as well. Well done.
Thank you.
Last weekend saw the Motorsport News Circuit Championship head to its 2nd round in as many weeks, giving the crews in the east of the UK a chance for a local event as the battle commenced once again at Cadwell Park. As well as the round 1 faces and teams, the event would see some new ones, and the battle for the top spot would include a few of those new faces. It would be David Tin coming out on top after a tough battle all day, And of course a personal battle to get the car through the event without engine problems that have been blighting a lot of lost events this season so far. But the victory was made even more exciting for the spectators by the close battle with 2 times British Rally champion Johnny Milner out in the championship winning Corolla WRC and having plenty of fun out on those Cadwell Park stages. Of course, the battle at the top was only a small part of the rally, and with class battles right through the field, it was certainly an action-packed weekend, and we're looking forward to bringing you all the coverage. Tune into Motors TV on the 4th of December to see all of the action from here at round 2 of the Motorsport News Circuit Rally Championship.
Welcome to the 3rd running North Wales Rally Forum, kindly this year supported by Dragon 2000 and Mark Cooper. Mark sadly can't be with us tonight due to business commitments. Again this year the forum's in aid of air ambulance, a cause quite close to all of our hearts, and we'll be showing you a little bit of footage later on to do with air ambulance. I'm not going to drone on like I did a bit last year or try any bad jokes like I did last year either. I'll let the guys take over because we've got a huge schedule for you tonight. Star-studded lineup and some surprises once again in about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. So I really do need to get a move on. So without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to a gentleman that you'd have just been watching on the screens there, winning F2 in 1995 on the RAC Rally, Howard Davis.
Mr. Grist, what's your best result here then? You've had a couple of wins, haven't you? Have you win? Did you win?
A couple.
With who?
Is that working? Oh, very good. Yeah, no, couple.
With Colin?
Kankkunen in 93, and which actually was a gem of a rally.
93 was Birmingham, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
Did
it was
start and finish in Birmingham.
Yeah, but it was really, really cold all over the country, and there was, in some places, there was just a covering of snow on really frozen roads. And when you went further north, you had some decent snow. But even when you went into Wales, it was ice. And I always remember a friend of mine from home, when I saw him after the event, said, listen, I couldn't believe it. I said, what do you mean you couldn't believe it? He said, I walked up this stage to watch you guys. He said, and I couldn't walk on the road. And he said, we found a spot, we stood on the side, and he said the course car came down there, crawling at 5 miles an hour. And then we could hear these whistles. And then he said, all of a sudden, this Toyota Celica sprung into view, going absolutely flat out. He said, I just don't know how it was done. He just doesn't know how it was done. But that's the benefit of going with a fin, I suppose. It was treacherous, but, you know, unlike the events of today, I think we won it by 2.5 or 3 minutes or something stupid.
I'm just trying to think where that rally went. From Birmingham, I mean, I know
went to Yorkshire.
It went up to Yorkshire. Where did he go from Birmingham? Did he go to Telford and into Wales? I remember.
In those days, you did the Sunday run.
There was a car park in Telford where the service was, and it froze over, and everybody parked their vans at the top of the car park, and they all slid down on the ice into each other. No, I'm not joking. Do you remember?
It was
and
cold.
All the vans were all tangled into each other. It was horrendously exciting with Colin, wasn't it?
I think
life was just like a roller coaster, wasn't it?
You know, I think with Colin, you know, that's what people loved him for what he was. Was he the best rally driver in the world? Perhaps he wasn't. Was he the most exciting? Bloody hell, yes. You know, he was spectacular. You've got to say it. And no matter which country you were in, what continent, you'd always see Scottish flags being waved out on the stages because people just loved his do-or-die attitude. And I think that if only he had a little bit more attitude that Johan Kankkunen had of saying, that boy's driving well today. This is his rally. You know, let him get on and win it. I'm going to finish second. Colin couldn't do that. Colin would always try to get the fastest time, win the rally. And inevitably, it always ended up either with ripping a corner off or bing bang bosh or a spin. And, you know, and I think if Colin just could have had that finish second mentality sometimes, he could have been a multiple world champion as well.
And as the cars developed, he seemed to struggle with, as the cars developed and became more if you like, difficult to drive really with the added technology in them. He seemed to struggle with that a little bit, didn't he?
Well, do you remember when Sebastian broke his shoulder?
They
or
showed
something?
that when you did the Citra, you did the Citra.
Yeah, and we went to do a test because we covered Sebastian for Turkey, and we were going to do Australia, but we went to do the RAC test up in Scotland, and I remember going down the stage and we coming back in, and with Ford or Subaru, you'd always have an engineer come to the door, right, what's this, what's that? And all you'd have is you'd pull into service, the door would open, and then the mechanic would stick this cable in the computer, you see. And then you just sit there for a minute and nobody would come and speak to you. But what it was, the engineers had this bus, and this cable was all the data being passed into their little office, where they then would study the data. And then after about 10, 15 minutes, they come back and say, Colin, what's the car doing? And he said, well, it's this, it's that, it's this. And he said, listen, I don't like it. It's stopping me driving the way I want to drive. And the thing is, the cars, as time went on, these cars were developed to almost stop you from sliding. And, that wasn't the way he drove. He was always used to having a certain amount of attitude, where at least if it tightened, he could get out of it. And, he tried to change that in the end, but it was completely unnatural to him, But I think, to be honest, we've got the World Championship as it is. That's the way it's going to be. They're still fast. Hell, yeah, they are much faster. But to be honest, I think the way that Colin McRae drove was probably by far the most spectacular, the most enjoyable. And, we'll never see the likes of Colin McRae again, I don't think.
We'll never see those days again,
no, we won't. Definitely
of being
not.
so spectacular.
As well as many other championships, the Cambrian would play host to the final round at the historic Rally Car Register Old Stager Championship. And with just a handful of the crews left looking for the championship points, it will be Stephen Richards and Ken Bowman that lead the way in the morning stages in that escort.
4 stages in, how's it going?
It's all going all right. It's slippery and tight, but it's good. Yeah, good fun today.
Very happy with the pace?
Could go faster, but it's good fun.
Can always go faster.
Yeah, always go faster.
Ricky Profit and Dave Alcock bring the new car out. Brand new, in fact. Only just finished before the event and still very much in development. Things were going well, though, in second place.
German sports car, Japanese sports car, they're all the same, right?
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
Enjoy it?
Fantastic, yeah, we've got a lot of issues with it. But 6 weeks ago, it was blue and left-hand drive, and not really a rally car, so we've built it very quickly. The engine's smoking its things off, and the exhaust is about that far. It's just flattened. But no, we're still here, and yeah, it's wonderful.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's totally different to the Porsche, but brilliant, loving it. Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
Sadly for Clive King and Anton Bird, a good run to third place would end in stage 3, with the drive shaft breaking on the Mini, forcing them to retire. The retirement of King meant that it was third place for Ian Barnes and Rob Gillam, the Mark 1 pair sitting just less than a minute behind Profit. And rounding off the crews in fourth were Lee Sellers and Peter Aldred, the Triumph pair a few minutes further back. So at the end of the morning stages, here's how the results are shaping up. Onto the afternoon stages then, and not much would change, apart from the times, as Lee Sellers and Peter Aldred round out the finishes in fourth. Ian Barnes and Rob Gillam get to the finish of the rally with third, a good result for the pair to end a good season. And the event wouldn't be without its problems for Ricky Profit and Dave Alcock, not least a lot of prep to be done to get the car back to health, the stages taking their toll on the fairly standard Datsun. So that means it's victory for Stephen Richards and Ken Bowman, leading from start to finish. A great end to the rally and to the season for the pair. So at the end of the event, the results looked like this.
category victory here in London, though. Feels good, right?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good day out, good rally. Good, everything's been good today.
Quite smooth today, no problems, was there?
No, we ain't had no problems, just a bit of navigator moaning a bit, but apart from that, not too bad.
Well done, guys, great result.
Okay, thanks very much indeed. Cheers.
Ricky, great result for the championship and, of course, for the rally as well.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I really didn't expect to be back here this afternoon. The old girl's been smoking its heart out all day and exhaust gone. The exhaust is so flat, the lads had to drill holes in the pipe to get the exhaust out. But no, she's gone very well. We've got to get an engine now for GB next month. But yeah, it was the engine that it came with the car. So, standard gearbox and, yeah, standard clutch and away to go. We've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm so delighted that it's got... I was a bit slow, but it was just, getting used to it. But yeah,
well done on the category win.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
What's your favourite stage from Wales Rally GB? Now, bearing in mind that the rally's moved around a lot, over the past few years, and maybe some of these stages this year are different for you, but do you have a favourite stage which you can remember thinking, yeah, I love that?
I must say the last part of Morgan Park is proper. I remember coming down the hairpins because I remember I was fighting with Loeb. He took me because he had different cuts in the tires, and he took me on the first split, coming down to the hairpins, and then through a couple of gates, and then down the hill through the very narrow part that many cars have gone out.
Yes.
I was flat out, and I think maybe David Richard knows this better. He was in in the truck there watching the splits. I think we took 4 seconds out of Loeb each split, and that was the time actually when Citroen didn't believe. Isn't that right, David? Citroen didn't, the Citroen didn't actually believe the time it did, so they went into the TV truck and
checked
the time and overlay the cars. But I was flat. Yeah, I was completely flat. And
I remember seeing some footage of you coming down over the jump there as well in March.
I didn't lift at all. Not at all. I saw Loeb lift. I didn't lift. Yeah, I did.
Where did you see Loeb lift?
On the camera after, on the film after, because you have to try to analyze why, and it worked very well. Your trousers is fantastic, just to let you know. I take them by.
5 right flat in and 6 right continued over clear.